Hello, YouTube. Today's topic is the gender binary and paganism. Although this is a very large subject and would probably take way too much time than YouTube's going to let me, record here with my quick capture, I think stuff needs to be talked about. A little back history for me. I've been in active study in paganism since 1998. I spent 5 years on a pagan commune with the sole purpose to become officially and legally ordained and go through, the program, even though I've been in, active study for many, many years. So I joined this commune, which was pretty much really the only one in the area that wasn't doing it for this. At least that's what I thought at the time. And as I entered the commune, I told everybody that I was transsexual. Granted, at the time, I wasn't the handsome guy you see now. I was pre-hormones. So I joined the commune, and at first everything was copacetic and cool, and then, I started seeing some interesting issues. The high priestess that started the place, even though she was trying to come from a place of Gardnerianism, it actually came across more as Dianic lesbian separatism. And although, Dianic has a place of healing, in all women covens, which is cool, because, sometimes in order to move past something, you have to be in a group of people that are your peers, that have gone through the same experience. But after you heal, you have to move on. You have to move past that, and you can't kind of do this, I'm in my shell where I'm protected and everybody else is bad, because that doesn't grow. You don't grow spiritually from that. You just kind of actually cause more harm than good that way. And I've seen the same thing with, the radical fairies that I've come in contact with. A lot of the communes are really groovy. Short Mountain's groovy. Ida, the offshoot of that, is very, very groovy. But we have this issue where some of the radical fairy groups are being very, very elitist, and they're like, no, we are men born men only, and only gay men. Lesbians can't come here, and bisexuals can't come here, or allies cannot come here, so if you have straight friends who are pagan, they can't come to your commune, and I think that's, again, causing more harm than good. What kind of evolution can you take from that? But, to get back more toward the subject of the gender binary, as long as I presented, I always was myself, and I always acted like myself. I never changed really anything with the hormones other than how I looked. But people would kind of take things at face value from far, far away, and would kind of put a idea on me. So, when they thought I was a woman, and even though I told them otherwise, they were fine with me doing manual labor and, preparing the fire pit and doing the ritual area and making a ginormous stone altar of doom, which was awesome, and putting the heating line to the outdoor shower house. Those were all great when they thought in their minds. How they were reasoning it is, she is a great priestess. Even though I corrected them constantly. And the more I got closer to finishing up my therapy and starting hormones, the more they started pulling out, and it happened really quickly. It became very shisty really quickly, and even people I've never met started talking about, Loki, that crazy transsexual, and he's violent, and he did this, and he did that. And none of these things happened before I started growing hair. But, you shave your hair and you grow your goatee, and all of a sudden you're badass, and you're coming out to kill everyone. And, not what happened. And And also, just the workings of the circle that that I was in for years, was still very gender binary. Yeah, we had the calling of the god and we had the drawing down the moon, and that's very great, but, the men and the women only interacted with each other. So even if you were gay, you couldn't interact with your partner because you had to interact with a woman because they were being kind of strict that way, and I didn't dig that at all. And what if you're bigender? What if you're transgender? What if you are asexual? You didn't really have a place. And paganism shouldn't be about having a place, not having a place. If you have a particular group of people, you write around what they are and who they are to create that energy effect from the group. Because if the entire group is not putting that energy together, then you're just kind of having this little, and nothing's happening. You're not really going and doing your goal. And then really what's the point? This is a really bad, joke, but we could get that from Catholic Church. We can go to Catholic Mass and get that kind of energy. So unless, we want to sit here in a really expensive building and hold our hands out and ask for money every week, and that's really the only reason we're doing this, then let's fucking do it right. Like, my teacher, Grant, wonderful, wonderful man, he had, with his particular Gardnerian coven, they had the sun, the moon, and then the star. And all of these didn't matter what gender you were who played these parts. Because the way that it was explained to me by this wonderful, wonderful high priest was that it's not the masculine and the feminine that need to be worshipped. This is not where the magic happens. If they're separate, nothing happens. It's when they come together that the magic happens. This is where birth and life is created. Not just one. Not just the other. But together. If you don't have two entities, it's masturbation. And although masturbation is fun, it's not ultimately satisfying. So, back to what I'm saying, which is the point of this whole thing, is that there is a very important Druid axiom, which is see all, suffer all, and study all. And really, that's what you have to do to be a good seeker in the world. You have to see all things. You have to see the beggar's life. You have to see the rich person's life. You have to see the transsexual. You have to see the gay person. You have to see the guy with, the genetic skin disorder. You have to see all these people. You have to study all of these people and personalities and where they're coming from and each little nugget that every one of them has. And then you have to go, and if you can't physically travel in their shoes, you're supposed to try. But if you can't physically take that journey with them, you must learn from their journey to you. You have to suffer it with them. Nobody ever said being a pagan was easy. In fact, it's pretty much been the opposite. And the chaos of learning reaps the ultimate reward, but you still have to do the work. So, living, breathing, and playing in a box, you're not going to see the world outside of it. Okay, well, I'm done for my lesson today. I will be thinking about the next one. If anybody has a suggestion of a topic or pagan topic they would like me to answer, give me a comment, shoot me an email, and I'll be happy to do so. This is the Mad Monk, signing out.